I don't know if I don't want to give anything away, but I don't know if Epstein is in this list. Because we did one year where we had Castro. He was on the list. I don't know where we grabbed that from, but this is Hollywood's notable. That's why. Okay. All right. Do you want to just do Hollywood celebrities? Keep Epstein out of it? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to the worst of the best podcast. You wanted the best. Well, they didn't freaking make it. So here's what you get. From Canada, Ryan and Ruban.
Ruben, this is my favorite time of the year for the podcast.
By far, this is our absolute favorite topic that we do. I love it.
I think this is our third or fourth annual. I'm not sure. We've done, I think this might be at least our third annual celebrity death.
Yeah, about that.
So sorry. Just want to give our disclaimer to all the listeners of our show who might be loved ones of these celebrities who listen to our show. That we mean no disrespect to the love that you lost this year in 2019. But Ruben and I, we truly look forward to this.
People die.
People do die. You and I, Ruben, will never make a list of any way, shape, or form when we die.
No. These are the best that died. We're going to pick who was the worst one out of the list.
That's right. The worst one could be somebody that we felt was the hardest loss for us personally as a fan, or we just think might be the worst individual, i.e. we did that one year. I think Castro was on one year, one of our lists, and we said that was, that's an example of somebody that we didn't miss, but we thought was maybe the worst individual. So we'll just see how this list goes. So this is the worst of the best podcast. This is our annual celebrity death podcast. These are the most notable deaths of the year in Hollywood. We are going to pick our worst from the best deaths. So thank you to these people who have died this year. We will say if anyone dies between now of this recording and the actual end of this year, we might have to do a quick little put it this way, the individual has to make the worst cut. So it'd have to be like some sort of subsidiary insert edit.
If like Tom Cruise dies.
That would be a really sucky loss. That's not a worse person. That'd be a sucky
if you're on Dancing with the Stars, you probably won't make the list.
No, Dancing with the Stars deaths won't count. They won't make this list. Okay, so Ruben, let's get into it. John Stapleton.
I know the name,
okay,
or it sounds like a name that I would know. And I see that he's been in several movies, Spotlight, Mystic River, which I've seen.
Yeah, he's one of those character actors.
Kudos to him. He died on January 1st.
Wow. He started off the year strong.
He listened to our last podcast. He's like, I got to make the list.
He made the list. Just in time for this year, January 1st. Good for him, eh? What a way to ring in the new year.
Jeez. I hope that I die on an uneventful, Tuesday in March or something like that,
I want to die on September 11th.
I lost my father on September 11th.
That's right. When did your husband die? He died September 11th. Oh, that's terrible. What was it? Oh, no, 2 years ago. Oh. Mean Gene Okerlund, Ruben, the famed WWE.
He died?
Yeah, he died.
Wrestling has, God, it's been everything to me. And it turned out to be a great time. It's a good life.
If one day I'm called up to the big house, if I'm called, they'll have a funeral. I want you to bury me face down. And then all of my critics can kiss my ass.
That rings a bell.
Oh, you know Mean Gene, of course.
Of course, Mean Gene. No, him dying rings a bell, not his name.
Well, he died January 2nd. I guess for the list, this is order of date of death throughout the year. So this is actually chronological order.
We're only on January 2nd?
Yes.
This is going to be a long list. Mean Gene, when I was a kid, I thought he was an old man.
Right. Yes.
But that was 30 years ago.
Yes,
30
I know.
years ago, he was the same age as me. But somehow he looks the same.
That's great. So, Mean Gene Okerlund died at the age of 76 40 years ago was what year, Ruben?
I don't know.
2020, so 1980. So let's say, 35 years ago we were watching wrestling, like legit watching it. He would have been, 40. Like younger than we are now. But when we watched him as kids, he looked like a 76-year-old man in our eyes, like an old man. Like, it's just weird. Yeah, so the famed WWE announcer, he interviewed, of course, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant at their peak. Look, a lot of interviews. Okay.
Mean Gene had that look that gave the sport, quote unquote, of wrestling,
Sports entertainment, Ruben.
sports entertainment, like a legitimate look.
Yeah, and the voice.
Right, let's go on to January 3rd.
January 2nd.
So we're still in the 2nd? Bob Einstein.
Yeah.
I loved him.
I know. Super Dave Osborne.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He's also on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's so great on Curb Your Enthusiasm. So great.
And if you want to get a sense of what he's really like, comedians in cars getting coffee.
But I have a lot of cars and didn't really need it. And all this time, as I've been waiting, Bob has been asking me if he could have it.
Are you going to get me that car?
Do you still want the car?
Yeah, absolutely. I better get that car. Hey, don't forget about the car. Am I going to get the Acura? Because I'm going to change my attitude if I'm not. I don't know what to say. You wouldn't do that. I mean, why would you do that?
I did it.
You did that?
Well.
Are you giving it to me?
Well.
Why do you have a ribbon on it if you're not giving it to me?
I might. It kind of depends on how the show goes today.
I've never heard of a gift like that.
Yes, it's unusual.
It is unusual.
What are you talking about?
I did this Tonight Show with Leno.
I heard that part.
Bill did, all right? I'm telling you what I did.
Mean, bigoted stories?
That's what I said. I got a book that says Bigoted Stories for Children. So far, this is a good show.
Really good, yeah. Really good.
I mean, I don't see too much being cut out. Do you?
He has 2 episodes on there. Amazing.
Right. Tough loss there, January 2nd. And he also was 76. Okay,
Carol Channing.
Well, I don't really know her that well. She's the legendary Broadway musical actress, but I don't really know her.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah. Now, you've been very busy, haven't you?
Yes, I have been. And now I'm...
Did you do Night of 100 Stars? You did Night of 100 Stars.
Yes. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. No, they
haven't seen it yet. They just love the idea.
No. It's going to be March 10th.
March 10th.
March 10th.
Yeah.
Yes, and the most fun, though, really, little Tawny, is that backstage is when we're all in the dressing rooms, and they put all the Broadway girls together, and then we had, there was one, well, now this year, we had Whoopi Goldberg in our dressing room, and yes, and your drummer, Steve Jordan, goes to her same barber.
Those names you just know.
Okay. Well, she was 97. Gone too soon.
Gone too soon.
Albert Finney, you know him?
Scroll down a little bit so I can see him. Oh, that is him.
Yes,
Okay.
Younger picture of him, of course.
Yeah,
So Albert Finney, the British Oscar-nominated actor who starred in movies like Tom Jones, Aaron Brockovich, the Bourne movies, and also my favorite probably that he was in was the Little Fish, Tim Burton movie. Little Fish?
Big Fish.
Big Fish. He played Ewan McGregor or his dad in that movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah. Very popular actor. Yeah, he died. He was 82, another full life.
Mm-hmm.
So Ron Miller passed away. Now, I don't really know him by name. I mean, I've heard the name, but of course, he was the former president and CEO of the Walt Disney Company and the son-in-law of the company founder, Walt Disney.
Quite the connection.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Imagine marrying into the Disney Company.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh,
Who's the boss? Remember who's the boss?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was Katherine Hellman. She was a character actress who rose to fame in the 70s and 80s with roles on the sitcom Soap and Who's the Boss. And she also appeared in Terry Gilliam's Brazil. She died February 23rd at the age of 89, so another full life. But she was old on Who's the Boss in the 80s. At least I thought she was.
The grandma who still had her mojo. She was always dating younger men and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah?
Holy moly! I wasn't ready.
Well,
it's Mona the Magnificent, huh? Watch out, Fort Lauderdale.
No wonder that's where the boys are.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Mother, you're wearing a bathing suit. What? How did it get on me? Mother, I just meant isn't it a little revealing?
I certainly hope so.
No, Mother, I meant, your delicate skin. You know how you burn.
Well, I'll only wear it at night, dear.
Good.
Yeah, she was like the character from Golden Girls who still had it going on.
Yeah.
She died this year, Ruben. Again, my math. She died in 2019 at the age of 89. So how old was she in Who's the Boss? She was close to 50-something. But that's only 10 years older than I am. It's just so weird to think men and women in their 50s now, that's nothing in the dating scene. That's very common.
Yeah. Weird.
But back in the 80s, a 55, 58-year-old grandmother dating, that was quite the quite the comedy bit that lasted for a few seasons on the Who's the Boss.
Well, it just got funnier as she got older.
Right, because the older she gets, the less likely she would have the libido, but it just keeps going. Now, I had to look this guy up. His name is Andrew Barans. He was a documentary filmmaker. He was only 46 when he passed away March 3rd, but he was the cameraman on the Oscar-winning doc Free Solo. Did you ever that movie on Netflix?
I did see it. I didn't watch it. It stresses me out too much.
Yes. Yeah. So Free Solo is about a rock climber, Alex Honnold, on his quest to perform a free solo climb of El Capitan. Yeah, the idea of him climbing without, I guess, any safety equipment, that's insane.
Like if he's climbing because there's a prize at the top. Like if you climb this, when you get to the top, you'll cure disease. Go for it. But if you're climbing for no other reason than to climb without any safety equipment, there's nothing for me.
He was just the cameraman. He wasn't the climber. I did a quick Google search on him, and his death, Ruben, tragic. It was. It's hard to find information on, but I think he got kidnapped.
Really?
He swallowed his memory card at one point while in custody. There's a bit of a mystery behind his death. No, we're going to research it more later. I'm sorry. I'll just Google Andrew Barans, and I've got to do some research on this guy because there seems to be something mysterious about his death. Yeah, right here. His cause of death was not released Sunday when this report was made, but it did come out eventually. He survived bouts of serious depression throughout his life. He had a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease combined with other circumstances appears to result in a decision to take his own life. So suicide.
That's too bad.
I read a story really quickly, like a headline, where he swallowed a memory card while, I guess, in custody of some sort. Anyways, all right. Interesting. Too bad. And now I've heard of the band Prodigy, but I couldn't name you the lead singer's name. But the lead singer, Prodigy, Keith Flint, died. He was found dead.
Yeah, that's sad. I believe it was also a suicide. I'm the fire starter. That's the only, really what I know.
Right. Luke Perry.
Luke was a huge part of our 90210 family, and personally, Luke was a very large part of my life, personally, all the time. So it's obviously very difficult to do this without him.
That's a tough one.
March 5th, he was 52. That's only 8 years and 10 years older than you, Rube.
Yeah. A friend of mine was in a bar in Vancouver. He was with some friends, and he spotted Luke Perry there because Luke Perry's sister works at the bar. And he said, "Oh, that's Luke Perry." Anyways, all his friends went around, said hi. Then Luke Perry's like, "Who told that I was here?" type of thing. Anyways, he bought him around.
Oh, Luke wasn't mad?
Oh, no. Very, very, very nice.
Oh, cool. He seems like a nice person. It seems like everyone that knew him, it was a real loss. You never heard any garbage on this guy that I can remember.
He was a good actor.
Yeah. it's one of those catch-22s. He was popular because of that TV show, Beverly Hills 90210, which I watched and I enjoyed. But sometimes it can typecast you, like any popularity thing.
Yeah.
So it was a stroke, by the way. He suffered a stroke.
Stroke of bad luck.
King Kong Bundy, Ruben.
From Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing 458 pounds, King Kong Bundy.
WWE is saddened to learn of the passing of Christopher Allen Pellis, known to the WWE Universe as the legendary King Kong Bundy.
On the highway of life, I'm a Mack truck. And when you're a Mack truck, you don't need any road manners.
A mountain of a man, Bundy's colossal size and strength helped him dominate his opponents as he stood toe-to-toe with some of the industry's biggest stars.
Devastation himself, King Kong Bundy.
He looks like a bus coming down a one-way street.
Look at the power of this man.
I love King Kong Bundy.
Yes.
Remember we had a bendy of him?
It was my toy, by the way.
It was, eh?
Yes, it was. And I loved it. I had a King Kong Bundy wrestling toy as a kid, and I stretched and I banged, I beat it. I truly, truly loved the King Kong Bundy wrestling toy. Thanks, Mom and Dad. His real name, Ruben, was Christopher Allen Pellis.
He was just 61.
61, that's it. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it seems like wrestlers do not live very long.
No, it's not a profession that has longevity.
Is this the guy that got shot outside a store? Nipsey Hussle?
I don't know.
Because there is an interesting tinfoil hat conspiracy on this guy. So Nipsey Hussle's a rapper. I don't know the name, and I wouldn't know him from anything other than the fact that when he did make the news, I went on a little bit of a web search about him because he was shot while outside a store out in public.
This is where Nipsey Hussle was killed, outside his clothing store in South L.A. The gunman opened fire at close range, then jumped in his getaway car. As soon as news broke about the shooting, fans gathered here outside the store, and they're still here today.
He was doing so much for the community. He was an artist that really cared and that really always came back to where he was rooted from.
A mysterious video has surfaced of a young man claiming responsibility for the shooting.
I shot him.
Police are not saying whether the video is a credible lead.
And apparently he was working on a documentary exposing child pedophilia.
I think I heard of this guy, actually.
Yeah.
That rings a bell.
And if you want to put your tinfoil hat on, I mean, there was people like Chester Bennington was working on child pornography exposure, and so was the lead singer of Soundgarden, Chris Cornell. This is tinfoil hat stuff, boys and girls, and I don't mean to get there, but we've dabbled in a little bit. You can Google Nipsey Hussle and documentary, and you'll see he was working on something to that effect. Now, is it too related? Who knows? Causation, correlation, who knows? Rest in peace, brother. Sorry for your loss and your family's loss. This one was interesting. A very young 51-year-old director, John Singleton. He was Oscar-nominated director for Boys in the Hood. And he also did 2000's a remake of Shaft and Too Fast, Too Furious from the Fast and Furious movie. So he was, a big Hollywood director.
Sure. How did he die?
He was only 51. Stroke. Another stroke. And it's about the same age as Luke Perry. It's weird. I actually rewatched Boys in the Hood recently. Maybe it was after his death or something, but I actually watched it like 4 months ago. Yeah, it doesn't hold up very well in many ways. It's a very weirdly directed film in some ways, but at the same time, it's actually quite good. Larry Fishburne's in it. Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire's in it. But not a bad film. It's just some bad direction. He was very young when he directed. I think he was 21 or something, 22.
Wow.
Yeah. Peter Mayhew, the 7-foot, 2-inch tall actor who portrayed Chewbacca in the 5 Star Wars films, died April 30th. He was 74. You want to hear my Chewie?
Yeah. That's pretty good. Weren't you in some viral video?
Well, yeah. Thank you, Ruben, for asking. And I hope our listeners can appreciate the fact that was a legit Chewie, by the way, Ruben. I mean, listeners. Yeah. So I did a Chewbacca YouTube video, and you go on, go on YouTube and take a look. No, don't, Ruben. Don't. I thought you were about to do it. Okay, stop.
Okay.
No, I can do it. I can do it because I have the soundboard on my computer. So what it was is I was with our nephew, Ethan, and I was really proud of myself with doing my Chewbacca. and he wanted to hear it. And so I did it in the car, and I think it was about Christmas time. He was visiting around Christmas time. So I recorded it and I put it on YouTube. It has like 200 views, barely any views. But Disney was doing a Force Awakens or Star Wars ride or some sort of promotion for Star Wars. It was a Chewbacca contest, and they wanted my non-disclosure agreement to use my video in their commercial. The commercial went on Facebook. It had millions of views, and my clip was just a portion of the clip of Chewbacca people. And there was a dog. Yeah, montage. Thank you. And I was a part of 20, 25, wasn't more than 25 individuals like, and I'm telling you, Ruben, I nailed my Chewbacca. And the people that were getting comments from other, I was like, no way. And the one that stole the comments was some stupid dog made a growling sound. And I was like, come on, I hate that. This is supposed to be humans. Anyways, here we go. So here's the Chewbacca impersonation. You won't be able to hear it, but our listeners can hear it. Oh. 2 likes. Okay. Tim Conway, the Emmy-winning comedian and actor who memorably starred in McHale's Navy in the 1960s, and I remember him personally from the Carol Burnett show in the 70s.
Me too.
Yeah, he died. He was 85. I thought he died a while back. He's one of those ones where, he's still alive, and now he's dead.
I didn't really give him much thought.
No. He's enough of a name that I remember watching him as a kid.
Grumpy Cat.
So Grumpy Cat died. You know why he probably died? He probably didn't want to be, compared to that other meme cat that's making the rounds.
I heard that Grumpy Cat was going to be in a documentary about exposing... I don't want to make a joke about pedophilia.
Oh.
I was hoping that you just catch on that I wouldn't have to say the gross word. But...
Kitty porn?
Oh, that's not funny. It's a fair pun, though. A fair pun. There's a lot of people in the entertainment world.
Yeah, there is.
That just aren't.
Well, they have their parts and to play, what have you. But yeah, Beth Chapman, she's, of course, the wife of a very famous TV character, personality, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Dwayne. Yeah, she died suffering from throat and lung cancer. She was only 51.
Terrible.
Yeah, the only thing worse than her death is Dog the Bounty Hunter's hair.
How dare you? How dare you?
You watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah. I didn't know that Stuart the dog died.
Yeah, so we're just talking about Grumpy Cat. Well, Stuart the dog, he's the corgi who played Captain Raymond Holt's dog Cheddar on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He died July 8th. He was only 13.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Apparently he died with Grumpy Cat. It was a murder-suicide. Kind of a B-list actor in Hollywood, but he's been in a lot of stuff. That's Rutger Hauer. He was the Dutch actor best known for portraying the tragic villain Roy Batty in Ridley Scott's sci-fi classic Blade Runner.
I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the 10-house gate. All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain.
But he's been in tons of films. He died July 24th, and he was 75. Not too bad of an age.
No.
I did notice, Ruben, when I did a quick preview of the deaths this year, it wasn't quite an exciting year as compared to other years. Oh, Peter Fonda. He's a 2-time Oscar-nominated star of Easy Rider, and more recently, he was in a film in the 2000s, Yuli's Gold. He died Friday, August 16th. He was 79.
Fonda was best known for that cross-country trip in 1969's Easy Rider, the iconic counterculture film he co-starred in and earned an Oscar nomination for writing.
She left her kids, your kids. As far as I'm concerned, she can just stay gone.
The Academy taking notice again in 1997, nominating him for Best Actor for Yuli's Gold.
It was the best time I've had making a motion picture or a play or anything for that matter.
He was the son of legendary actor Henry Fonda, the brother of actress Jane Fonda, his daughter Bridget also following in their footsteps. The family tonight remembering Peter as a sweet and gracious man, calling his death one of the saddest moments of our lives.
You know, he's a name that I know opposed to, I don't recognize seeing him in anything.
I would assume more than half our listeners who listen to the show would know who Peter Fonda is.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting to the. Oh, speaking of September 11th, this individual died on September 11th. He took my date. Mardick Martin. I don't know who he is, but he was a longtime friend and collaborator of Martin Scorsese. Oh, his writing credits include Mean Streets, New York, New York, and Raging Bull. He died September 11th. He was 84. Eddie Money. Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. I don't want to let you go till you see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like a runner said. Be my little baby. Yeah.
2 tickets to paradise.
I've got
2 tickets to paradise.
pack your bags with me tonight. I've got
2 tickets to paradise.
I've got
2 tickets to paradise.
Yeah, you and I probably aren't singers.
I just sung right there.
Yeah. 2 days later, you'll remember Rick Ocasek. He was the lead vocalist of the Cars. Numerous hits from 78 to 88. My Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Need, You Might Think, Magic, Tonight She Comes. He died September 15th. He was 75.
I don't mind you coming here and wasting all my time. I guess you're just what I need. Just what I needed. I needed someone to feed. I guess you're just what I needed. Just what I needed. I needed someone to feed.
He got his start a little later. His breakthrough, I should say, if I recall correctly.
Oh, Rip Taylor, Ruben. Rip Taylor, he's the flamboyant, confetti-throwing comedian who was the host of the $1.98 beauty show. He died in October 6th. He was 84.
What did Pope Paul say to Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel? Come on down, we're going to wallpaper. Yay! Oh, nothing. Inflation's a mess. Even the price of down is up. It's all going up nowadays. Tattoo is tat 3. It's all going up. Penny Singleton is nickel doubleton. It's all going up. Pumpernickel's pump a dime. Pick one. I'm in trouble up here. Went into a sandwich shop and asked for a poor boy, and the owner came out. Now pay attention, please. Everything's so expensive. I bought Head and Shoulders. Cost me an arm and a leg. Here's something else. Victoria, killed it. It's funny. Thank you, darling. I made a killing in the market, though. I shot my butcher. Here's something.
You've seen him before on TV, right? He throws confetti. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? I either have seen him on Johnny Carson or David Letterman, but he goes down the aisle and he throws confetti.
Why? Why is?
Okay, well, on your own time, Google Rip Taylor. You'll see him throw confetti.
Now, him throwing the confetti, does that lengthen his career or shorten it?
I'm not sure, but that's what he's best known for.
If I was a comedian, I'd rather be known for some jokes.
You know the actor Robert Forster?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a character actor, best known for Twin Peaks, and he had an Oscar-nominated performance in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown.
I never saw Jackie Brown.
Well, a lot of Quentin Tarantino fans, such as myself, or people who follow Tarantino, feel that Jackie Brown's kind of his worst movie, but a bad Tarantino film is
an Oscar-nominated film.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a lot of people just find Jackie Brown to be his least loved, even though there are a lot of people who love it. But if you were to rank the Tarantino films, which we'll probably have to do one day,
yeah,
that usually falls on people's worst list. I meant to talk to you about that. We got to do that one day. So you're going to have to watch that film. It's on Netflix, I believe. Well, you've heard the name Robert Evans. I think there was a documentary on Robert Evans a few years back called Take the Kid to the Picture or something like that.
Okay.
But he's a legendary producer of movies such as Chinatown, the Godfather films, and he was the former head of production at Paramount. He died October 26th at the age of 89. Now, you probably don't know this guy, Ruben, but Rudy Bosch,
yeah,
he was one of the finalists on the original season of Survivor when that came out in 2000.
That way. The homosexual, he's one of the nicest guys I ever met, and he's good at what he does. You know, he's got leadership ability, and if these people here would listen to him, he would take them a long way. But anyway, me and Richard got to be pretty good friends, Not in a homosexual way, that's for sure.
So that was
he died.
Yeah, he just died November 2nd. Alzheimer's disease at the age of 91.
91.
Yes.
So he was. Oh yeah, he had been in the 70s when he.
And he was tough as nails. He was a former Navy SEAL, and he was 72 when he did Survivor.
I loved Survivor. Loved it. I only watched season 1.
You left on a high note.
I mean, I loved it. I had Survivor parties at my house.
Wow.
I loved it.
I was never invited.
For whatever reason, just never watched it again.
That's weird. Oh, this is tragic. 13-year-old passed away. She was only 13. Her name was Laurel Griggs. She starred in the Broadway musical once, and she's also appeared in several Saturday Night Live sketches. She died November 5th, suffering from a severe asthma attack.
Poor thing.
Jeez. Just make note of that because it's just the youngest on this list.
K-pop. Scroll back up.
Guhara?
Yes.
You know her?
Well, no, but she's famous. Korean pop or K-pop. There's a whole thing for K-pop.
Right.
Unfortunately, there's been quite a few deaths in K-pop.
I've read a little bit about K-pop and the kind of work they go through, and it's,
very tragic. Just 28 years old.
28.
I don't know her from Adam.
Still under investigation. She was found dead in her home. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, here's a loss right here.
Yeah, Carol Spinney, who played the beloved children's character Big Bird on Sesame Street for over 50 years, Ruben.
How did it make you feel when Pigeon was mean to you and said you couldn't be in the club?
Oh, it wasn't very nice. It made me feel bad. I just wanted to be part of the club.
And so what did you do?
I just wanted them to like me.
I know. And what did you do then?
Well, Elmo and Abby saw that I was in trouble, so they went and got an adult.
Oh, yes, because an adult needs to be brought in when something like this happens. And Blue Jay, why did you go along with Pigeon? Pigeon was not being nice.
No.
And you were very quick to side against your friend Big Bird. Why did you do that?
I wanted Big Bird to join the club, but I was afraid that if I said something, I might get kicked out of the club, or maybe I'd be bullied.
He died just this December 8th in his Connecticut home. Spinney was also a more traditional puppeteer behind the trash can dwelling monster Oscar the Grouch. He was 85. Wow, he was the man behind the Big Bird suit, eh?
Yeah.
Love that character, Big Bird. What kind of animal is Big Bird? I mean, like, other than a bird.
A big one.
Now, you might not know who this is, but this is Renee. Okay.
You always think that I don't like Star Trek.
I did think that, Ruben. Correct me, please.
I like Star Trek.
I always forget how to pronounce this guy's name. Renee Auberjonois.
Renee Auberjonois.
I think the B and the J and the second O are silent.
Really?
I just made it up.
Okay.
Renee Auberjonois.
So he played Odo. Anyone that knows Deep Space Nine at all, he's Odo, and I'm saying his name wrong.
Renee Auberjonois.
He also was in the series Benson that we watched as kids. We watched Benson, and he was in the MASH film. So he suffered from lung cancer, but he was 79. So
Renee Auberjonois.
There you go. This most recent one, Ruben, sucks. This is Mary Fredrickson. She was the sweetest singer with the pop duo Roxette. You've made fun of me for liking Roxette on this very show.
Yep.
Who's the last laugh now? I'm not sure.
Not her.
Yeah, so she had a 17-year battle with cancer.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Of course, we know she had the big songs. It Must Have Been Love. That one's always brought up. She has an incredible voice. The band Roxette, over 80 million albums sold worldwide.
Did you listen to Roxette again after she died?
I didn't, actually. I didn't. Too painful. No. I will go back to them, but I don't do that with artists when they die. I didn't do it with Tom Petty. I didn't rush back. I joked about saying it's too hard, but in a weird way, it's like when a band breaks up. In Excess, for example.
Yeah.
When Michael Hutchence died, it took me, years to listen to them again. I just actually started listening to them again because it's been so long since his death, like 20 years now. And I started listening to them on YouTube just out of nostalgia because In Excess re-released their 1991 concert Live Baby Live in theaters for a day only. So I went back and watched on YouTube, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot how good they are.
They're great.
Yeah. So when she passed, it's the same thing. It's kind of like it's hard when somebody dies that shouldn't be dead yet, if that makes sense. And it's just too soon to go back. I don't know. I find it hard to listen to the music when I'm a fan. Same when Heath Ledger passed. He's another one where it's hard for me to go back and watch his movies, because it's over. Even though you should still enjoy what they've done, it's a weird. That's all you're going to get. It's over. So you kind of hold on to the memory. I don't know. That's just the way I've coped with people that I've enjoyed in art. And the most recent one of note is Danny Aiello. He was the Oscar-winning star of Do the Right Thing and Moonstruck. He was in Godfather Part 2. He was also Once Upon a Time in America, The Purple Rose of Cairo. Big-time actor. He's been in lots of stuff. He died at the age of 86. So there you go. And I hope our listeners aren't too bored.
It's not our fault that bigger stars didn't die this year.
Yeah, we did all that we could. In a year of deaths, there wasn't that many big stars compared to previous years. Go back and listen to our previous episodes on the celebrity deaths, and there were some bigger years. I think for this list, I'm not going to really pick the worst person because we don't have any Fidel Castro. We strictly took Hollywood's notable deaths. We didn't take any other political figures or names or anything like that, or anyone that was notable in the news, i.e. Epstein. So the criteria for me personally, Ruben, this one is just which loss kind of affected me the most. I kind of gave it away already, and that was Mary Fredrickson. I definitely was a fan of Roxette, and am a fan, but I mean enough that I listened to them for years.
You're telling me that her death affected you more than Bob Einstein's?
Yeah.
Oh. It must have been love that you had for her.
It must have been love. No, I love Bob, and he would have been my second choice. Easily. Put it this way, if Mary hadn't died just at the end of this year, and this was a close call, you have to keep in mind, Bob died in January of 2019, like January 2nd. So he started off the year strong. But Mary came in like a dark horse and died 11 months later.
Well, I guess people affect you differently.
Yeah.
For me, Bob Einstein.
Sure. I see it, Rube. I see it.
He brought me laughter as a young youth, like a tween, to him being Super Dave. I love that show. Loved it. With Curb for the past 10 years, his humor is his dry, his raspy voice.
Yeah, he'll be missed.
He's brought me a lot of laughs.
I agree. I totally get your pick. And had it not been for Marie's passing, I think I can only using your same criteria. But on the music side, Roxette's probably a lot of joy listening to their music for years. No laughter, but joy.
That's too bad. They brought me a lot of laughter.
Yeah. All right. I hold no shame. I was
teasing.
I know.
They obviously made really catchy songs. There's a reason why they sold it 80 million.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Ruben. Well, remember, in front of every silver lining, there's a cloud, and we're here to help you find it. I'm really looking forward to 2020's list, Rube.
Yeah. Come on, guys. You can do it this year. Want some big names.
Let's do it. Who will die in 2020? We'll find out. Come back a year later and listen to. If you don't listen to anything else, come back a year later and listen to our coverage of 2020's deaths. Talk to you later.